Hello and welcome to the Money and Your Subconscious Mind webinar. My name is Julia Foe and I'm a registered nurse, and I also work with subconscious beliefs as a mind and body healer. I've been in the personal development industry for the last 5 years, and the one thing that I've seen common for many people are certain beliefs about money that are limiting what they are capable of in life. I chose this topic because I thought it would be relevant and at the same time speak to most, if not all of you. I'm not going to talk about how to make money, how to save money, or even how to invest money. That's another topic for another day. I will, however, speak to your relationship with money and how you relate to money, specifically about money beliefs and your subconscious mind. Whether you make a lot of money, have a lot of money, or don't have a lot of money, you still have a relationship with money. And that is what this is about. There are many ways that you can be here for this webinar. You can sit and listen passively. You can sit there and judge what I'm saying. Do I even know what I'm talking about? Is what I'm saying right or is it wrong? Do you like what I'm talking about? Or you could be there listening and taking notes. These ways of being here for this webinar are all valid. However, the most useful way to listen would be to look at what I'm saying and see if you can recognize it in your own life. Where does what I'm saying show up in your life and how is it relevant to you? That is how you would get the most out of this webinar. So what do I mean by beliefs? I'll address beliefs in a more general manner before going in depth about money beliefs. There are 4 main brain waves that we function with through life. When you're awake and alert, you're in a beta brainwave. When you're quiet and resting or daydreaming, you're in an alpha brainwave. And when you're sleeping or drifting off to sleep in that light sleep, you're in what we call theta. And then when you're in a deep sleep, we call that delta. So all these brain waves have different frequencies as we go through life and throughout our days. Now, when you're a kid from 0 to 7 years old, you function in the theta wave state. The theta wave state is that light sleep state, and also the brain wave that gets accessed with hypnotherapy. Your brain is most influenced in this state because you just absorb what gets told to you. This is why it's so effective for hypnotherapy. But when you're young and you're functioning in this brainwave, you don't have a filter for what to believe. You don't know what's true or not true. You simply get influenced by the world around you. The world around you includes your parents, your teachers, your friends, church if you attend in church, or neighbors, basically anyone that was in your environment at the time that you would come in contact with. The beliefs that they tell you or the things that they say to you simply get stored in your subconscious mind, along with other beliefs as you go through life. But for the most part, by the time you're the age of 7, you have many of your beliefs solidified, and that becomes your manual or your operating system for life, whether you are aware of it or not. So what do I mean by your subconscious? Now, there are beliefs that you consciously created, like you heard something, it made sense to you, and you decided to adopt that way of living. And then there are beliefs that you simply believe because you were told the same thing over and over again when you were growing up. Some common beliefs about money are: money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, the only way people get rich is by stealing, and you have to work hard for your money. This is a small sample of the myriad of beliefs that you could have about money. Now, it is said that your subconscious mind plays out what your conscious mind tells it to. But you may consciously tell yourself that you want to become a millionaire, but no matter what you do, money seems to elude you. Your subconscious mind operates to protect you. For example, if you think that rich people are greedy and you don't want to be perceived as greedy, then it will sabotage your efforts in creating money or keeping money so you can best avoid being greedy. Now, oftentimes it is these underlying beliefs that impact your ability to make or keep money. Now, how to know what's true for you? How do you know which beliefs you have? Everyone's set of beliefs are unique to them. Though many people may have similar beliefs, the particular set you have is unique to you based on how you grew up and the influences you had. Now, how do you know if you have a belief or not? Let's do a quick exercise. Since you're all on mute and you're all in the comfort of your own homes, you can just pause, you can tune into your body, close your eyes if you want to, and take a deep breath. And then repeatedly say to yourself, yes, 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 yes. There should be somewhere in your body that you feel that. For me, it's in my heart area. Now tune back into your body and repeatedly say, no, 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 no. And where do you feel that? For me, it shows up in my stomach. If you don't feel much of a difference, it would help if you really close your eyes and pay attention to your body, because it can be very subtle if you're not already used to it. So with that as a reference point, another test could be to say, my name is, and then insert your name. So for me, it would be, my name is Julia. And then you should feel it in that same area where you felt that yes when you were saying yes. And then now put in someone else's name. So my name is George. And when you put in someone else's name, you should feel it in the same area where you were saying no. In essence, you state a fact that you know is true for you, and then you test it against a non-truth for you. And you start to get a sense of what feels true for you and where in your body you feel that, and what feels false for you and where in your body you feel that. So when you hear a belief, or when you say a belief, like say, rich people are greedy, you'll know that that's a true belief for you if you feel it in that same area that yes is true for you. And if you say rich people are greedy and you feel it in that same area no is true for you, then you don't have that belief. Now remember, beliefs are specific to you. So there is no right or wrong answer about where you feel it in your body and which beliefs you have or don't have. So what are your beliefs? You may already know a lot about money and your relationship with money. Or this may be the first time you're hearing about this and be wondering what I mean by relationship with money. What I mean by relationship with money is, what did you hear about money growing up? What did your mom say to you about money? What did your dad say to you about money? What did you hear your parents saying to each other about money? Now, if you weren't raised by your mom or your dad, then ask the same questions about whoever it was that raised you. Was money even talked about when you were young? Or was it some sort of taboo to even mention? Was it wrong to ask people how much they make? Was there anger associated with money? Or perhaps there wasn't enough of it when you were young. Now fast forward to the present day. What do you say about money now? If you have kids, what do you say to your kids about money? What emotions come up for you when you think about money or when you talk about money? For some of you, this webinar might even be a bit cringy. There's nothing wrong with that, but just something to notice for yourself. What you say about money reveals a lot about what you think and how you think about money. Even if you make a lot of money or have a lot of money, are you waiting for someone to come take it from you? Are you constantly worried about it going away? That somehow you'll lose it? Or perhaps you're more defensive and protective of yourself now because you're not sure who's out to get you for your money now that you have it. Then there's people that fall on the opposite end of the spectrum that say, I don't care about money, or I don't really need money. Now, if you're one of those, let me know. I'll send you my email and you can e-transfer me all of your money. Now, I'm joking, but these are all very common patterns that people have about money. So if you think about money as an actual relationship, if what you say about money or what you think about money were your boyfriend or your girlfriend, would they stick around? Would you have a healthy relationship? Oh, you know, babe, I just can't afford you. I really don't understand you. You're just so elusive. Oh, honey, I'm not allowed to talk about you with other people. Whenever I think about you, I feel afraid or worried. I'm just not good enough for you. I'm always worried I'm going to lose you. What would life be like if you said these things in your romantic relationships? There would be a certain outcome in that relationship. But when you put it in this context, you can start to see why you might have an odd relationship with money. So why does this matter? What you hear yourself saying about money to yourself, about buying stuff, or to others reveals the kind of subconscious programs that may be there for you about money. It's good to have awareness about what these beliefs are, because much like a computer, if you have a program running that is slowing down your system, but you have no idea it's there, you can't do anything about it. However, when you discover that the program is there, taking up all your memory and all of your bandwidth, you can go to delete it, potentially leaving space to download a new program that would have your system run more efficiently. Now, the metaphorical system that I'm referring to here is your life. You could have your life running more efficiently when you get your programs about money sorted out. Now, a powerful question to ask yourself when it comes to your money beliefs is it true? Or what else could be true? Is it true that you can't afford it? Or is it just more true you haven't found a way to create more money for it, or you haven't saved for it? Is it true that there wasn't enough to go around, or there isn't enough to go around? Or is it more true that you didn't get creative enough to find more ways to make money? There's certain stories that you've been telling yourself for so long that you actually believe they are true. You don't see anything outside of those beliefs. Picture this. Think about something that you really want, but you think you don't have the money for it. Okay, you have something? Now think about the most important person in your life. If I came over and I took that person away from you and told you you had to come up with that money within 30 days without borrowing it to get that thing that you want, or that person would die, how creative would you be able to get by using your skills, your talents, and your abilities to serve people and get that money? Money is simply a means of exchanging value. You have a value or something, or you want something, so money gets exchanged in order to acquire it. Simply ask yourself, what are your skills and your talents, and how can you package them in such a way that would be of service to someone else? And what is it that you would really love to be doing? What would really light you up? That's a good place to start living from service. When you live from service, you're inspired to do what you love, and you allow people to give you the money for it. If you have feelings of guilt and shame in your life, you subconsciously will think you don't deserve money, and then you will give your money away to other people. Whether that's with buying new things like cars, clothes, or toys. When you feel guilty about things, You think you need to give what you have to other people instead of getting a fair exchange for it. Because subconsciously, you think you're not worthy of it. It's important to note this because you might find yourself people-pleasing, using your time and money on things that aren't actually important to you, and then beating yourself up for it later. Or even later on in life, you might be left with nothing because you've used so much of what you had on other people due to subconscious guilt and shame. If you think it's better to give than to receive, then again, money will leave you faster than you can receive it. The give and receive cycle is like an electrical current. If you put too much electricity into the circuit breaks and it cuts off. However, if you don't have enough electricity going into a circuit, it takes ages to microwave your dinner or to charge your phone. Either way, it's synonymous to not enough input and too much output. The give and receive cycle is similar in that you need to find the balance that is right for you. If you keep giving and giving and giving, you will burn yourself out and feel resentment towards those that you keep giving it to. But if you keep taking and taking and taking, you'll start to feel guilty towards the people that you are receiving from. Find the right balance for you. There's a natural flow and balance that you will feel with money when you have the proper balance for you. If you don't think you deserve to pay yourself first, then money won't come to you as readily either. Like they say in the airplanes on an emergency landing, put your own mask on first before assisting other passengers. If you don't make sure that you're taken care of first, who will? And then if you don't do this, it could lead to a cycle of guilt and shame, which further has money moving away from you. A good rule of thumb is to take 10% of whatever you earn and pay yourself first before paying bills. When I started doing this, I was wondering, how the heck am I going to do that with all the things I have to pay versus money that's coming in? It didn't really seem possible. But a few months after I forced myself to do this, I noticed I got more creative with ways to make more money. I came up with more creative ways to use my talents and my skills to serve people. It even helped me gain the confidence to raise my fees for my work because I started valuing myself. When you value you, the world will value you. And you deserve to value yourself because the world needs your unique talents and your unique skills. The act of having a savings account also helps take a lot of money worries out of your brain in your day-to-day life. So you can actually use that energy to focus it on things that would be more productive instead of focusing on the lack of things. Now, another great way to see subconscious programs you might have and what else may be hidden is asking, what is the worst that could happen? If you had a lot of money, what is the worst that could happen? If you were really successful, what is the worst that could happen? For a lot of people I've worked with, common answers that come up for these questions are, my friends and family would want my money. I wouldn't know who my real friends are. I might end up alone. I'd have to leave those I love behind because they simply wouldn't understand me. Or I've even I'd get a taste of the good life and then I'd lose it all or I'd spend it all and then I'd end up worse than before I even had any money. So why even bother to go to that place? Many of these answers may come as unexpected, but if you take a moment to be quiet and ask yourself these questions, you may be surprised at what your subconscious is really hiding. A great quote by Rhonda Byrne is, "Whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have an abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even what he or she has will be taken away from him or her." You could use this quote towards relationships as well. If you weren't grateful for your partner, would they stick around in the relationship? When you experience gratitude for your relationship, it tends to thrive and grow in a manner that you want it to. But when you don't appreciate it, they tend to leave or you start to argue and there's a tension present in the relationship. And I know this isn't a conversation on relationships, but there's a lot of good examples that could be overlaid from relationships to your relationship with money. So when you have gratitude for money and all that you already have, and you focus on what you do have versus focusing on the lack of what you don't have, you get more. You get more of whatever it is that you focus on. If you look around at all that is around you and you get present to your gratitude for it, you'll start to be focused on opportunities and what you do have, which will then help you notice more opportunities as they come into your life. Now, I'm not saying that money is the most important thing in life. It does, however, play a major role. We all have to deal with money, and money is a part of the game in our lives right now, whether we like it or not. By understanding your relationship with money and what beliefs you have about money, it can help you create more money easily in your life and help you live a more inspired life. If you find yourself repeating cycles of not being able to hold on to money and you're not quite sure why, it's likely that your subconscious mind is at play trying to protect you. Sometimes it's difficult to find it on your own, and talking to someone may help you discover it. When you know what is there, you can do something about it. Now, if this has resonated with you and you'd like to explore, I'm gifting 30-minute conversations to help you find out more about what may be there for you with money and your subconscious mind. You can email me at juliet@yourlifeunleashed.ca if you are interested. Thank you for your time and thank you for your attention.